Hi, it's Graham Bibby here on the 24th of July 2015 with my weekly market roundup. Very quickly this week, I'm going to show you what's been happening in the US stock market. I'm going to show you what's been happening since Greece can has been kicked down the road. I'm going to show you what's been happening since Shanghai had its flash crash, let's say, and a recovery on the way. And I'm also going to show you what's happened with uh, two ends of the spectrum in the uh, economic fortunes of certain companies. One is Caterpillar, which was highly tied into commodity trends in construction, etc. And then also I'm going to show you Amazon, which is the new world of the internet world of economy. So let's get straight into it. First of all, we have the Standard & Poor's 500 here, and you can see that last week I was telling you about this nice rise back to the top here after we broke it down below this support level, which was looking negative. And then we've backed off the last 3 days. We've backed off this resistance point. It would be a good point to turn up here. Our moving average is oscillating. Normally, if it's pointing in an upward direction, that is the overall direction of the market. And if it's in a downward direction, it's the overall direction in the opposite way. And it keeps oscillating because basically the market since last year, in early December, has basically been going not very far, which is why I'm pleased about the returns in the Insiders Club. The Nasdaq broke above previous high, so that's looking more encouraging because that's where a lot of the growth stocks are. And we found support, even in last night's drop, we found support roughly at this top. So if we turn up now, that would be very, very strong. That would look very, very good, and I'd be very encouraged by that. Dow Jones Industrials, which is the top 30 stocks, same thing. These are a lot of the big old type companies, old economy, and we're roughly where we were in November of 2014. So we rose up nicely last week. We came to this resistance point here, and we backed off. So no further progress through there. And the Russell 2000, which is smaller type companies, mid-sized type companies. That also rose last week and started backing off towards the end of the week, and it's come down. So we've got a bit of a sideways movement still going on there, and we need to see a break up from there. Just a quick look at Greece. This is the Greek ETF. It's the top 20 stocks in Greece, and even though the can might have been kicked down the road, that market is still not in an uptrend. It might be basing out here. So it's kind of stabilized. China, which I think was more of a concern than Greece because of this sell-off. This is the Shanghai Composite Index here. It broke out and signaled last July of 2014. It was on this very strong run. So for me, I'm not surprised to see that much profit taking because we've had a really significant rise in that market of well over 100, 120, 130%. So to see it correct, and it corrected, let's see, 30 something percent, is not beyond the realms of possibility. Now, this low here is higher than this one, so that's an indication maybe the selling stopped, and we're just broken to a new high above here. So, quite at least stabilized anyway, let's put it that way. And that my preferred ETF to buy there was PEK, and it went all the way from 28, and at some stage it reached 70, and it's had this bounce. So it went down to 42. It's 55 at the moment. Looks pretty similar to the index. Now, Caterpillar just had disastrous results. Caterpillar's in the construction of machinery for farm, for building, and a lot for the mining sector. And we know the mining sector has been trashed. So this stock in 2014 was about 112, and last night 76. It's not quite down 50%, but it's not looking great. On the other side of the coin, this is Amazon, which had broken out of all this consolidation phase. It shows here that at the close last night, it was down 1.25, but after close, it was up 17% because it's really surprised people with its earnings growth. which look tremendous. So a lot of that sector is looking good. And as you know, we moved out of Facebook here when it broke down, and then we repurchased it as it broke into this new uptrend. So that's looking great. The longer a sideways movement, when you break out of that sideways movement, the greater the rise or fall is in the direction of the breakout. So I think there's a lot more, should be a lot more upside in Facebook. And just one last thing I want to show you is this is crazy. This is General Motors, which have been correcting like that, and its profits for the last quarter really blew people away. It was terrific. So the market was selling off, but underlying General Motors are doing really, really well in the US, and it's doing very well in China. So that's a bounce, and that is kind of the old economy, I guess, because Tesla's more the new economy, if you like. So it's Graham Bibby at the end of this session on the 24th of. Oh, sorry. Sometimes my computer doesn't show dates. We're 6 minutes into it. It's the 24th of July 2015. I think next week is going to be real market direction, following the episode after Greece, after China, and now we're seeing some earnings come through. A number of the stocks in my Insiders Club look very, very strong. I'm very happy with Facebook. So let's see where we go. I'm still quite keen, quite bullish on my undervalued superior earnings. Just want to finish off with one other quick one, which is this is Germany. This is the German index. This is the ETF that follows Germany. And you see, even though Greece has been resolved, it came off, it was way off from last year, but it came off from May, and it's not really started an uptrend. So we need to see now if this is going to start moving. And if it does, I think it'll take Europe with it. But for now, I'm still concentrating on undervalued stocks with superior earnings. Have a great weekend ahead. Bye bye.